All right, hey guys, welcome back to another Trigun Stampede video review of episode 6. And this one was pretty crazy to say the least because we get a lot of backstory off of Nicholas D. Wolfwood. Um, and it's pretty crazy. So we start off by him killing a dude in a gas mask type thing. We do come to find out that this dude or is a part of this like organization that I guess Knives created, where they basically kind of train like super soldier type with children, and they all use it and they all put it under the guise of like this like kind of religion. um and and then these kids, they get recruited into this program where they become essentially kind of brainwashed assassins, hitmen, whatever you want to call it. And the one thing that's interesting is that they all carry cross shaped weapons. So we meet um, Livio, who is, I guess, a childhood friend of Nick of Wolfwood, and he has two like these really kind of dope cross weapons shaped like a cross, but they're like dual machine guns on each hand. So he shoots a double fit or akimbo style, and then flips it, and there's another set of guns on top of on the other side. So it's basically a wall of bullets with this dude, but he is clearly kind of like unhinged, or like not unhinged, but like he's brainwashed. Like he doesn't even recognize Wolfwood. All his mission is to kill Vash, right? So we see that Wolfwood, like even though he grew up in this orphanage and he was trained to become this crazy killer, and also they have this like miracle chemical, like a drink serum that like immediately heals all their wounds that he has on him. He basically does not conform to the programming, and there's this like new minion that can do telekinesis. It's crazy. Or new like kind of lieutenant, I guess you can say, not minion. And so with Wolfwood, he is like, there's like a montage of him just doing the bidding of like this organization. He uses his cross, goes around everywhere, and just starts like, like kills this, kills that person, kills this group, whatever, right? Like they're just like there's murdering like the crap out of people because this organization, at the end of the day, they look down on humans. They see themselves as above humans. So again, we see Vash, uh more of his character, or like kind of whatever his character is here, is that like he is very sympathetic to human life, doesn't want to kill anybody if he can avoid it. And he doesn't want to kill anyone, period. Like he always believes that there is a way out of killing people, despite having like a pretty dope gun and like being very accurate. um so anyways, like I thought this episode was pretty wild, like in terms of just getting more backstory into Wolfwood, and then in order to kind of coerce him into doing stuff for this organization, they take his friend Livio, and like it's basically like, oh, if you don't do what we say, we'll kill him. But then he ends up also being a friggin' hitman as well, or like an assassin. But he's just a little different. But he is clearly like into the programming, because he is his thing is like he's just like straight focused. And it's wild that they introduced this kind of new like liquid serum thing that heals him. I don't know if that was in the old anime. I honestly don't remember. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a much more wild episode, and it goes into so much more backstory of this crazy organization, of how they continue to just do like evil stuff, right? And like in this case, they now even have a situation where they're trying to put both Vash and Nick Wolfwood into like a like a kind of tight scenario, because this point, like you have this like transportation ship thing across the sea. They're getting attacked by one Livio, and then also getting attacked by these pirates, who are arguably way too flashy, but I guess that's the world they live in. And it's like, what do you do? Like, and the cliffhanger that it hangs off. I was like, come on, dude! Like, can these episodes be a little longer? Because I want to see what happens. Um, but I think the show is ticking off to a really good start in terms of the drama, the action. I will say still though, like it's a huge deterrence from Vash's personality. From the old Vash the Stampede, he was like really jolly, happy go lucky, very silly. There's a lot more humor in the old anime, whereas this one is like doesn't really have that much at all. And also Miro's kind of annoying. Like there's no humor in her either. There's not a whole lot of humor in this in general. So seems to be a much more serious take. I don't know if that was the original plan when they rebooted this, but there's definitely less humor overall, which is kind of a bummer because one of the reasons I like Vash Stampede from the original was because it was so humorous. Like, it was really silly and it was really dorky, and like Vash was a very lovable character, whereas this Vash not so much. Like he is like clearly like very sympathetic, and he's like a good he's a good person, right? Like at least in the story, but he's not as lovable as the old one. I feel like so far. I might start rewatching the old ones just to get a better feel for Vash the Stampede and what he was in the old one. Or maybe I should just not and just take this as it is and not like try to start comparing contrasting too much. So but yeah, overall, I think this is a really good episode. I highly suggest everyone go watch it if you haven't. Hopefully you haven't given up on the series. But I really like this episode. It gave a lot of backstory to Wolfwood and what he's about, and also the organization he was a part of. I think he's like basically ran away at this point. And he's no longer a part of this organization, and in some shape or form. At least that's what I'm assuming. Because he's also protecting Vash instead of Livia, who is going after Vash and trying to kill him. So, we'll see how that go. We'll see what happens in the next episode, because I think the next one they'll probably reveal a little bit more, as it was left on a cliffhanger. So, hopefully, I'll be a little bit better about watching these episodes, because I literally watched this yesterday on Tuesday when this came out on Saturday. So, anyways. Hope you guys enjoy this quick review of Vash Stampede or Trigun Stampede episode 6. Let me know what you guys think about this show so far in the comments, and let me know, and I will see you guys next week. All right, take it easy, folks.